Can I open a message? Oh, got it. New messages. Getting messages. All right. Well, big gulps, huh? See you later. See if we can make the old never-ending delay a little less delayed. It's not looking good, kids. Yeah. Well, that's life. That's life in the big city. Let me turn this volume down because I don't want to listen to myself speaking through the old television. I'm not sure what's up with my Apple TV now. Like, shrinks everything down on. Well, oh hey, what's up, Jeremy? How am I? I'm sleepy, bud, because I haven't had my coffee yet. So I'm gonna try to solve that little riddle right now. We're gonna do a little coffee making. We're gonna do some coffee making, and then we're gonna have some bacon. Coffee making and bacon. Whatever. I just realized I don't have the water out yet. I am half asleep. Oh, Beastus heard me say the word bacon. She's in the room. Oh, Beastus. We shoot at the little corner of the Beastus there. Oh, Beastus in the corner. Hello, Beastus. Okay. Oh, what do we got here? Is there new tools for the yard? Well, did you watch any of the videos I posted this week? Because I did, in fact, post a new video for the yard. The chainsaw on a pole, bud. That's the brand new tool for the yard. Which, by the way, it works really well. I didn't make a video of me using it because I was kind of just trying to get something done, but cut stuff up all day yesterday with it. All right, coffee is ground. We need to get water in the coffee maker. Water, where are you? Where's the water, Berta? Hold, please. Watch the coffee machine for me. One water coming up. Ooh. Just realized I'm filming my recycling bin there. That's okay. That's okay. We'll go with that much water. Actually, I could probably use a glass of water. It's been hot lately. Sorry for me walking away from filming, but sometimes that's the way the film gets made. Inappropriate and off screen. All right. All right, we got all sorts of comments here. What we got going on here? Tomorrow's Memorial. That's a true story. What I use the pole saw for? Well, so the pole saw helps you cut trees and branches and stuff that are farther away than your hands can reach. So you got the saw on the end, so you can go up high, you can go down low, into thick stuff you can't get into. It's quite amazing. It is quite amazing. All right, so here's the big moment of the day. Am I just gonna cook all this bacon up? I've been thinking about it. I'm thinking about just cooking it all, and just being done with it. Just the whole shebang, and putting the extra away to make sandwiches or something later on. I feel like there's a chance that might happen. Let's get this. I pre-warmed that, so let's go to what are we going on? 4. Let's go to 4.5. Let's get that on a 4.5. 4.5. What am I doing for Memorial Day? Oh man, I have no idea. Might go over to my folks' house for a little bit, hang out with them. Probably, I mean, realistically, probably fix something or repair something. I feel like that's all I do is fix and repair or maintain something. Like I got to do whatever I wanted to yesterday, and what I did is I spent the whole day working in the yard. I mean, I played with my RC car a little bit. It wasn't like an intense, like, work in the yard, but like, you know, I was out doing it all day, all night, all day, all night. I do have some fun yard working stories that I'll tell here in a second. As soon as I get a little coffee in me. Oh man, I feel like I'm just moving the camera for no reason. Let's we got new eggs. Let's check out the eggs. I should have checked to see if there's even all the eggs in here. I don't know if I did that. Oh, they are. Well, they managed to get all the eggs in that package. These are grade A. Now, I wonder how many grades of eggs there actually are in life. Where can I go to get the grade B eggs? Do they sell grade B eggs? Okay? You slipping on that floor? Yeah, you are. You hold tight, bird. We're going to cook some bacon. Oh. That's right. You heard the magic B word. Old dog's feet were slipping. On the old slick floor. All right. I've already cut the end open, but this is what we got today. We got the Applewood Classic Cut. No flavors added that are official or MSG. It's made in the USA. Classic bacon. I wonder how much bacon you get to eat out of this particular variety. Let's find out. There's 8 servings per container. 1 serving is 2 pan-fried slices. So if you don't fry them in the pan, I don't know how many you get, kids. So let's cook them on a griddle. I think you might get more if you cook them on a griddle. But if you pan fry them, your limit is 2. Limit 2. Let's limit 2 of these out real quick. And am I filming this? Like I feel like my aim has been just not great lately. Like I watched the pole saw video and like my hair was like falling off the back of my hat like I was a homeless person, but I realized I'd been out in the wind after I filmed it. I'd been out in the wind all day long and like I don't know. I guess I forgot to look at the back of my head before I started filming, but you know, that's how life goes sometimes. We're doing long strips today, kids. Long time! I'm going to use that real estate. You got the real estate? Use the real estate. We cut that bacon up into little tiny pieces if you got the real estate. Although, it's feeling to me like that's not as hot down there, which is fun. Part of the problem is you got so much real estate. You need enough burners to cover over the real estate. I think I can get one more on there with better aim. All right. Now that I got raw bacon fingers, I need to go rinse my hands off real quick. Keep an eye on that bacon for me. Don't let it do anything wrong. All right. So big burner, you need to come down a little bit. Back burner, you need to catch up a little bit. Let's get some coffee going. So what stories am I going to tell today? Well, I got a pretty good one from yesterday. So due to my last year's arm injury, which by the way was about not quite exactly a year ago. The 23rd, I believe, is when I tore my bicep off my forearm a year ago. Great anniversary, by the way. Anywho, because of that, I didn't spend a whole lot of time like doing yard work and like paying attention to stuff in the yard too much. I just kind of like, meh, whatever. And so I was cutting the trees and stuff yesterday, and I got a big pile of trees up at the top of the hill. And I keep my tree pile stockpiled with trees from the property here. And I happened to notice that my neighbor with the fence wasn't a whole lot of brome grass growing along the fence for like the whole length of the fence line. And not just like a couple inches off the fence, like, you know, in the narrow spots a foot, in the majority 2 feet, some places up to 3 feet, maybe 4 feet back from the fence line, just everything was dead. Dead. Which is a phenomenon that only happens in nature when you spray poison on stuff. Which kind of bummed me out because previously I had witnessed my neighbor spraying Roundup into my yard at the fence line and watching my yard die. And I went over and talked to the dude. I was like, yo, here's the thing, bud. I don't do Roundup in my yard. And I don't ask you to do Roundup in my yard. So stop spraying Roundup in my yard. To which there was a response of, oh yeah, no, sorry, the wind was blowing that day and it must have drifted a little farther than I anticipated, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, blah, 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 you know? I'm like, okay. Well, I just wanted to have that, you know, let you know that that's unacceptable, like, for you to be poisoning my fucking yard. Like, your problems start on your side of the lot line and my problems start on my side of the lot line. Anyways, that was a few years ago. The guy kind of understood it. Thought we had an understanding. Apparently, he decided not to share that with anybody, but whatever. No big deal. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to talk to this guy again. So, like, I see him come home. He managed to drive through construction sites, so I'd, like, drive to his house. Drove over to his house. I was like, hey, you got a minute? He's like, yeah, what's up? I was like, dude, the whole fence line between your and my yard, all the grass is dead on my side. He's like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, no, it's all dead for, like, 2 to 3 feet in some spots. This is where it gets good. I don't know how that could have happened. That's so weird. I was like, well, I can tell you exactly how it happened. Someone sprayed Roundup on it. Like, this isn't a thing that is hard to figure out. Like, it's pretty basic, dude. Because when you spray Roundup on shit, it dies and never comes back. Like, brome grass does not just die and not come back. It's brome grass, dude. Like, the brome grass a foot away from me, that's like fully 2 foot tall and raging. Yeah, that's what it's all of me. And I was like, I think we had a conversation about this in the past. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, I felt like I was talking to a child at some point. And then it was like, well, we've been so busy, like, we don't even have time to spray poison on your yard. We've been so busy this year. And I was kind of like, well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know when it was sprayed. I have no idea. It could have been last year. I have no idea. But it's been sprayed, and I'm coming over here to tell you. And what I'm here to tell you, and you know, I played this scenario in my head, like, part of me was like, yeah, I'm gonna do the fucking, we're gonna get a lawyer, we're gonna get a cease and desist letter, this is your final fucking, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. I said, here's what I'm here to tell you. If you don't like the weeds on the other side of the fence, get your fucking weed eater and walk around the fence and weed eat the weeds if you want to, but stop spraying poison. Well, we didn't spray that poison, I don't know what you're talking about. And like, the wife was there, and like, you ever talk to someone who's lying to you, and their voice gets real high, and they're like, oh, we didn't do that, we don't spray poison everywhere. Well, I mean, we bought some poison, but we sprayed it at our rental property. We didn't spray it in your yard. And I'm just like, oh, well, maybe your kid sprayed the poison then, because you're telling me you didn't spray the poison, and you're telling me you didn't spray the poison. Maybe you put your kid in charge of weeding the fence, and he sprayed the poison. No. And then, like, this conversation, it's very cordial. We're just chatting away, having fun, you know. I turn this front burner off. It's starting to smoke. Just chatting away, having fun, you know, no big deal. And then, like, it kind of turns out that maybe last year they sprayed some stuff, but he didn't think he sprayed there. But, like, I'm like, dude, there's only, like, 2 sections of the yard. There's the front yard that you sprayed the poison on that I said, stop spraying fucking poison, and you stopped. And then there's what you did another time, and it's the whole, like, we're talking 200 feet worth of fence. I don't know how much. A lot of fence line, all sprayed, all dead. and I'm like, dude, it's like, he's like, oh, we didn't spray any poison. It's like, so then I was like, oh, well, then I guess there's someone in the neighborhood walking around at night spraying poison in my yard from your yard. What? This is the neighborhood I think the guy finally realized that I was calling his bullshit, but I'm like, the neighborhood's poison sprayer is striking again. We gotta look into this shit, you know. And so that's I mean, the guy had to. I mean, it's just like there's you got to be fucking kidding me, and there's you got to be fucking kidding me. And that's why I was just like, dude, if you want to weed the weeds against your fence because I don't know, your dog doesn't, you don't want your dogs eating the weeds, but like I would think spraying poison would be worse than that, but. Just get your weed eater. You can walk around the fence. I'm not going to get mad. Like, you're more than welcome to. That's totally fine with me. You can come into my yard with your little weed eater and you can weed eat your fence. I'm not going to call the cops on you. He's like, well, you know, some people don't like it. I was like, yeah, no, I get it. But, like, you know what I like less than my neighbor trespassing into my fucking yard? It's my neighbor spraying poison in my yard. So, yeah, if you need to come around and work your weeds, be my guest. And then I said, if you want to, you can mow my fucking yard. You don't like the way my yard looks? Get your mower and you can mow my yard. You can do whatever you want. You wander around my yard if you want to. The only problem I'm going to have with you is if you start picking my shit up and then leaving with my shit. Then we're going to have a problem. But if you want to weed eat some weeds, be my fucking guest. I don't give a fuck. But goddamn. So anyways, the dead grass in my yard was worth the price of admission just to watch my neighbor squirm and just like, oh no, we didn't do that. It was just like, I didn't come out and be like, you motherfucking lying sack of shit. That's what I wanted to say. Because he was. They were just lying to me. And then by the end of the conversation, you know, the wife kind of was like, well, yeah, it does look a little bit scrubby back there. And that's when, like, I think the husband realized what it was. It was the wife. That's the caper. The wife sprayed the poison. Because the husband, he was just baffled. I have no idea what you're talking about. I kind of believe him. And then, like, throughout this conversation, we determined that there was some more poison involved, but they didn't spray it here. We sprayed it in the, on a rental property, blah, blah, you know, type of a fucking, I'm just like, and then, like, the wife was like, well, it'll just grow back. And, like, we both look at her and we're like, that's not how Roundup works. It kills the root. It will never come back. So the wife thought she could just spray the poison on my grass. It would kill the grass for the year, I guess. And then I'm just like, holy shit. So, yeah, my neighbor's wife sprays poison in my yard. Which is like, why didn't the guy, like, whatever. Like, okay. I think that's the last conversation I'm having with them about spraying poison in my yard. Because after that, we're not going to have conversations anymore. But, you know, trying to stay neighborly. You know, lots of laughing, lots of good times. Yucking it up. But, yeah, dude, just like... I mean, there's literally nothing on the planet that can make what happened happen. And there's only one person on the planet who would have done it. Or one household, you know. Like, the guy 2 houses down ain't going to spray that poison on... You know what I mean? It's just... Whatever. And he's like, you know, I stayed back from your line. Like, the fence is literally within an inch of the property line. So, like... And he was like, yeah, you know, some people don't like you crossing the line. It's like, yeah, no, I could be one of those neighbors, but I'm not. Like, they're just like, lay off the poison, dude. Like, stop spraying the goddamn poison. That's all I ask. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, there's 1,000 things I could say to those people. Like, oh, you think my yard looks a little scrubby? Well, here's how it works. Maybe I should say this. They're foreigners. They're foreigners. They're from England. They're English foreigners. Like, in America, 2 things. Generally, in the city, you don't build your fence on your line. You build your fence into the line so you can maintain it, because you could have an asshole neighbor that doesn't want you on their property. That's one. And 2, in America, if you don't like the view, you need to buy the view. Your view ends at your property line, but if you want more view, you must buy the view. And yes, that gets expensive. I get it, but like, that's how it works in America. You don't get to cry about the view that you don't own. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, it looks a little scrubby back there. I'm gonna spray poison on it. Like, oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, that's a level of entitlement I just can't even wrap my head around. I could never fathom in my life fucking with someone else's, like, yard because of the way I feel about the way I want my shit to go. I don't fucking know, whatever. Like, whatever. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm staying. We're friends. We're friendly. I think the memo was received. That was not appreciated. But it's like, dude, I don't want to have to get into this whole fucking. Like, I don't want to start neighbor wars. Like, come on now. I would have thought the first conversation that we had that was more than cordial about how I feel about Roundup being sprayed in my fucking yard was very fucking clear. And why that wasn't disseminated to everyone that lives in that household. Oh, by the way, when you're out spraying Roundup, don't spray it in the bearded guy's yard because he doesn't like that. Like, I didn't say don't spray it in your yard near my yard. I don't give a fuck. Round your whole yard up. I don't give a shit. But do not spray that shit into my fucking yard. Period. Like, that's the end of the sentence. Don't spray Roundup in my fucking yard. Damn it. I don't understand why it's so complicated. Oh, whatever. Give a fuck. But that was fun. You know, that's a fun little extra I wasn't expecting yesterday. The whole deal with that bullshit. Like, oh, you didn't like that? That's not something you appreciate? And it was like, whatever. Turns out maybe it was done last year, so that's okay. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what year it was. Like, I noticed it right now. I noticed it today. That's why I'm in your driveway today. Like, the day I noticed that shit, I'm coming to talk to you. Like, dear best friend neighbors, let's keep our poisons in our own yards. All right. Now that I've ranted about that and I'm mad as fuck about that, let's talk about something else that's pissing me off right now. You ready? My pole saw. So, I did post a video about my pole saw. Let's give the little beast just a little bacon. She's been a good girl. Yes! Hell yes! So I was wanting to buy a pole saw to do the yard work. And, my buddy's got one. He let me borrow once, and like, well, that bacon is not as good as the bacon I've been cooking. Anyways, when I borrowed my buddy's pole saw, it's called a Works. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, whoa. I mean, I guess, like, that looks like a piece of garbage. And the Works one is, let's see here, it's a little more here. The Works pole saw is it's like a little electric chainsaw with a pole that you can attach to. I'm gonna try to save some of this bacon grease here. Good plan. I don't know how exactly to do it, but try to ladle it somehow. I feel like there's gonna be plenty. But anyways, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that thing's just a cheapy little garbagey, worthless tool. Like, I was so unimpressed by just the visuals of it. But he let me borrow it to do some tree trim that I couldn't reach, and like, it honestly was like an amazing tool that worked amazingly well for what I needed to do. And I was just like, I was kind of blown away. And now this year, I'm kind of dedicated this season to like trying to get my property like a little bit under control because it's pretty wildly out of control. I mean, not even exaggerating. So I started like doing some pole saw shopping, and like, I really didn't want a chainsaw on a stick because I've got a chainsaw. Like, I don't need the chainsaw to come off the stick. I just need a chainsaw on a stick in a compact form that is going to be manageable. Like, that was what I was hoping for. And so like did a bunch of research, just like looking like what's available, and like there was a bunch of them that had like adjustable heads where like you could like adjust. I don't really understand the adjustable head thing, but you can adjust the head on it maybe for a better angle. But like, my understanding is like every time you add a moving part to something, it's just one more opportunity for the thing to break. I mean, thing can break where there's not a moving part, but moving parts break faster than non-moving parts, generally speaking. You want some more bacon, Berta? You're pacing. Yeah, bite my hand. That's fine. I don't need that. Sorry. Yeah, eat my whole finger, Berta. Thank you. So like, anyways, I don't need to bore you with the whole shopping for a thing, but anyway, I decided to go with the Harbor Freight, right? Based on the information I had available to me, it seemed like the best version of the Chinese chainsaw on pole that I could find. And then this was like a week or two ago, and you know, I could have gone out that. Actually, it was exactly a week ago, I think. 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago. Anyways, I made the decision. I was like, well, what time is it? It was like 4 or 5:15 on a Sunday, and the store closed at 6. I was like, well, if I really drive fast, I could maybe make it across town and get there and buy it. But I noticed there was a sale coming out, right? Coupon for 25% off. And I said to myself, well, I want 25% off. I'll wait. So I waited. And I started reading the fine print on the coupon. And this coupon, which has a picture of the pole saw that I want to buy on the coupon, literally, the exact saw, not one similar, not something that could be misconstrued. The exact saw is literally on the coupon. Anyways, there's a caveat that says can't be combined with any other discount or offer, but the saw is on what's called an instant savings of like 7% off of 10, not much, $5, whatever. I can't remember. The grand total was $12 difference. If I paid full price and got 25% off, it would save me $12. So, like, whatever. I roll the dice. I go out there. It's like, I want to buy this thing. Can you give me the 25% off? No, nothing we can do, sir. It's in the coupon, or it's in the computer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I was pretty sure that was the answer, but I'm not happy with that because it kind of makes me mad and whatever. So I just bought the thing. Still bothered me. You know, I'm just like, that is so shitty of them to, like, put it on the coupon. And then I started getting advertisements on YouTube for the 25% off coupon sale coming up. And they start, and I swear, they show the pole saw on the goddamn ad. So now I'm getting ads on YouTube saying, come to Harbor Freight, buy a pole saw, get 25% off, essentially. Classic fraud, bait and switch fraud. I called Harbor Freight up. I did. I swear to God I did. I called them yesterday because I was sitting there trying to enjoy my coffee. Still a little pissed about this goddamn ripoff job they did on me. And I'm just having my zen moment drinking coffee, and all of a sudden the old internet decides what I need to do is be reminded that I got ripped off of my pole saw, and they shove another goddamn commercial in my face. So I spent my morning calling Harbor Freight, telling them I think they suck and they're a shitty company. And bait and switch is a crime. The poor guy on the phone, he's like, and what's he supposed to do? And I don't give a shit. I'll call whoever the fuck I want, bitch. So, like, much like talking to my neighbor about poisoning my yard, well, you know, we didn't do that. And I'm like, whoa. You're telling me that Harbor Freight doesn't have any say in their coupons and their advertisements on YouTube and the price they put stuff in their store? That's weird. I wonder who's in charge of that. Is Bud Light in charge of that, or is Target in charge of that? Who exactly is in charge of your coupons, advertising, and pricing scheme? Because if it ain't Harbor Freight, who the fuck would it be? You know what I mean? It's just like, Jesus, the shit people say. It's like we live in a world where you can just say whatever you want, and that's how it is, sir. Like, we can't do anything about that. And it's just like, my God, like, can you save the, like, idiot statements for, like, whatever. So then the guy kind of agreed that, yeah, maybe Harbor Freight did in fact have something to do with that. Here, Bird, have another bacon. Bird. Right here. And then it was, well, that's probably not the same saw. That's what I got next, right? So basically what the guy told me was, sir, you're too stupid. I'm paraphrasing. Sir, you're too stupid to recognize the saw that you actually have in your possession now and that we sell in the store when you see a picture of it. That might be a different saw, right? And I'm like, how does that work? They only sell one version of that Portland saw, and it's the Portland saw. It's not the Bauer one that's red. And it's, you know, there's, I mean, how would I describe it? It's like, you'd be like calling Ford customer service and saying, I'm a little disappointed in these Ford Taurus that you advertised, and then for them to say, but sir, that could be a different Ford Taurus. And it's like, well, but you're Ford and you make the Taurus. You only make a Ford Taurus. So there's, like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be anything anybody makes. That's what it was. Well, you know, we could magically make a second version of the exact same thing that maybe not what you think it is, because that could explain it. So then I was like, well, just thought I'd pass it on to you, because, like, I mean, I guess next time I'm shopping for something and my choices are go to Harbor Freight and get Spade switched, or buy it from some other shitty corporation, I guess I'm going to buy it from another shitty corporation, and you guys aren't going to get it, because why would I keep giving you money when you keep bait and switching me? Because that is literally a bait and switch. When you advertise something and have someone come in and sell to them for a different price, or try to sell them a different product, I guess, potentially. I think a true bait and switch, you're supposed to sell them a different product. But I know there's something involved with advertising a price and then not selling it to the people for that price. I know that's a thing. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but whatever. And like, the crazy part was, the store manager was even like, yeah, that's kind of weird that there's a picture of it on there. I was like, so you're like, you understand what I'm talking about? I was like, yeah. I was like, can you do something about it? No, can't do anything about it though. He's like, yep, I see exactly what you're saying. I think it's wrong, but I can't do anything. It's in the computer, which I think that's bullshit. I think that guy was lying to me. I think he absolutely could have done something about it. But I mean, every time I go to that store, I always try to get that guy to give me a discount, and he's probably sick of it. But it's just like, whatever. I mean, whatever. That's fun. Man, I wish at some point I could come onto the YouTube live stream and tell a bunch of great stories about how great shit's going. There's another one. I can tell you guys more fucked up, crazy shit. It's like, Rigid Tool Company. Here's my next rant. Rigid Tool Company. I got that new air compressor, but you got to register it, right? You can't just buy an air compressor and have a warranty. You got to register it. Which, if you've ever dealt with Rigid and the registration, it isn't just a thing that you get to do and and then you did it and then you move on with your life. It's a thing you got to do for like 3 or 4 days. And I think it's, you know, that's part of the design, right? It's like, if you make something so goddamn terribly enjoyable that people just stop doing it, right? And it's like, well, we're doing the Rigid thing, and I've done the Rigid thing in the past, so you got to prepare yourself. So I was like, well, if I'm going to do the whole Rigid deal and prepare myself for the Rigid deal, I'm going to do the whole Rigid deal. And like, I've got tools that need warranty work that are Rigid that I have just not done because I don't like dealing with Rigid because they suck. That's the whole circus of Rigid is just so unappetizing to me, so unappealing that I just don't like doing it. So we've got 2 batteries that are dead from the old original set and a bad impact driver. And no, I'm not being a crazy person trying to get stuff that isn't due to me, but like, when I bought my tools, I made conscious decisions to buy certain brands of tools for reasons involving warranty. So I went with Rigid because Rigid's like, we guarantee our batteries for life, we guarantee our tools for life. But you got to buy the battery with the tool. You can't just buy a battery off the shelf and have it guaranteed. Same with their chargers. If you buy a tool set, you get a warranty on the charger and a warranty on the battery. So that's a no-brainer. To the point where I actually own multiples of the same tool just so I could get the battery with a lifetime guarantee. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, batteries don't last. If you want lifetime batteries, you better get the lifetime warranty. So like I own 2 impact drivers. I own 2 hammer drills because I wanted more batteries, and it actually was almost, it wasn't quite cheaper, but it was very close to the same price of just buying batteries to get the tool. Anyways, call them about the impact driver, which I've had warranty in the past with a colossal ass ache, and it involved like months and months, and like it was just insane, absolutely bonkers insane. So like that was like, well, you gotta take it to the service. Like that fight hasn't even happened yet. I gotta take it to a guy just to have him tell me we're not fixing your shit. Anyways, the battery thing. Well, so you gotta have the battery in front of you and the charger in front of you. And I'm like, well, I don't have that in front of me, so I'll have to call you back. I gave me the number to call. I get the battery. I get the charger. I call him. Girl on the phone says, we don't have those batteries listed as your batteries, so sorry, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like, whoa, what? You're telling me the batteries that I have in my hand right here aren't my batteries? They're not listed in your agreement. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense at all. Well, nothing we can do. I'm going to have to transfer you to someone who's got a better idea how to deal with this than I do. And I'm like, well, that's fair. Except for when you call Rigid, the wait times are like... I would highly recommend if you call Rigid, press 1 and have them call you back. Otherwise, you're going to be there for 2 hours. So like 2 hours later, they call me back and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, I got 2 of these batteries that aren't holding charge. At the time, I thought there was 3, but I misremembered, whatever. There's 4, but I think there actually is 3, but that's another story. I was like, I still got one that holds charge and these 2 don't. And the guy's like, well, you only have 2. And I was like, well, no, that's not true. Like, I got more than 2. But whatever, you know. I'm not going to get an argument about how many batteries I got. And after him and Han, the guy's like, well, you know, you already warrantied 1. And I was like, yeah, that's probably the one that still works. The other 2 aren't holding very good charge. And he's like, yeah, but you already warrantied 1. And I was like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking in circles with me. And I was like, yes, of my 3 batteries, I've warrantied 1, and I got 2 that are good still. Like, I don't understand the problem. I mean, I got the list right here. It shows 3 batteries. Like, I have a piece of paper that has all my stuff literally listed on it. I mean, listed. And he's like, no, you only have 2. And I was like, dude, do you have to listen for it? He's like, yeah, I do. I was like, do you see battery pack and then battery? He's like, yeah. The battery pack says it's a battery pack, and then the next 2 batteries are the 2 batteries in the battery pack. And I was like, well, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. For multiple reasons. One, I've got the batteries in front of me. Like, whatever. And he's like, well, I don't know what I can tell you, buddy. And I was like, well, how about this? It says I've got 2 batteries with a warranty. He's like, yeah. And I was like, and I've got 2 dead batteries. He's like, I don't know. I was like, I do. How about we warranty those 2 batteries? You know, like, let's make this simple. You say I've got 2 and only 2. I'm telling you I've got 2. Let's send me 2 new batteries, and then I can hash the rest out later with corporate about why my batteries aren't listed on my goddamn, whatever you call it, manifesto or whatever. And I guess he saw where I was coming from, since on his end it only showed I owned 2 of those batteries. These are the old shitty batteries too, like the nickel metal hydride, the old shitty ones. But, you know, whatever. Send me some batteries. I don't give a shit. I can use a nickel metal hydride battery. They're big and clunky. I don't care. And then as we're talking along, I was like, do you guys even, like, you still make these things? And the guy's like, no, we don't make nickel metal hydride batteries anymore. And I was like, well, then what are you sending me? He's like, oh, we're just going to replace these with brand new lithium ion batteries. And I was like, whoa, now we're talking. Hell yeah. And that was the moment I was like, well, wait a second now. Because my old shitty worthless batteries basically just turned into brand new shiny batteries. And I'm like, and you're telling me I only have 2 on my warranty sheet, not 3? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's going to be a problem. Because now all of a sudden, you're shorting me batteries that I physically should have warranty on. Well, I'm going to have to take you off to a customer service representative that can handle this, because I don't know what to tell you, man. Because I was like, dude, I know I got 3. I got list 3 on the thing. I got transferred to an expert, and the guy's like trying to figure it out. He can't figure it out. I started talking to boss man. I was like, how many of these batteries do we got? Like, how many are on the workbench? In that moment, boss man tells me it's 4. I'm like, Jesus, we got 4 batteries? So now I just look like a retarded person. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I look like I'm completely out of control. With no idea. And like, everybody's confused because I've been arguing about 3 batteries. Now I turn out it's 4, but then like I started thinking about it. It's probably like potentially what it could be is we had 3, we warranted 1, and boss man just kept the old dead one, and then like I don't know. I literally have no idea what's going on. All I know is I should have at least 3 because it lists 3 battery items, but it could be up to 4. I don't know. And then like, because like this set of tools is super duper old, and it was a 5-pack like promo thing. I was like, all right, think back like 15 or 20 years. How did that work? So I sat there and I thought, boss man thought, we thought real hard. And then all of a sudden we remembered our first experience with Rigid was this 5-pack of tools. And it was a colossal ass ache. Because the 5-pack of tools had its own SKU number. And we went like, it all came back. Like, when we started thinking about it, it all came back. The 5-pack of Rigid tools with lifetime warranty had a SKU number for the 5-pack. So we tried to register that, but they didn't want that register. They wanted a different number. They wanted the numbers off the tools. But the receipt only showed the 5-pack. So we couldn't register the tools correctly because the receipt said 5-pack's unique unicorn SKU number. But to register the tools, you had to have the unique SKU numbers of the tools with the receipt. And this was a giant, colossal pain in the ass thing. And I think that's why, because like, basically what the guy on the phone was saying is like your SKU numbers on your tools or your batteries don't match with what's on the records. And I think that's what it was. I think it's the whole original registering. Well, God, man. God damn. Just like, and I'm doing some shit talking of Rigid, which is true. And what I will say is, as of this recording, Rigid has always honored their warranty with me, although it has taken months. So, like, I can't say they don't honor it, but God, it's an ass ache to deal with. And that's a perfect example. Is like, I'm holding the batteries in my hand. Both batteries have the exact same. It's like a social security number for battery. It's the exact same, but 2 batteries have the same number. But those are the ones that came in the pack. I know they are. They have to be. They're the old originals. They're dead. But those numbers aren't on my paper. So the guy's like, those aren't in your number. But it's like, dude, how do I, as a consumer, handle the fact that they like changed it? Like, so I have to dig through. Like, there are records available of the original purchase, and like all that shit's written down in the archive someplace. But it's just like, you know, even old Elveshelves at you know, getting compensated in life at 50 cents an hour. At what point have you spent enough literal time that you could just go out and buy goddamn brand new batteries and just move on with your life? You know, like, whatever. I was telling boss man that somehow my life has turned into my, you know how people have hobbies, like they play cards or they golf, or I don't know, there's all sorts of hobbies you can do in life. People have them, but apparently my hobby, and it's not one that I chose, because like what a hobby is a thing that you do on your free time that you don't get paid to do, but you're supposed to enjoy. Supposed to, I guess. I really don't know, but it's a thing to do on your free time that you don't get paid to do, right? That's a hobby. Well, apparently my hobby is dealing with warranties. Like that's, but like I didn't choose it. It's not like, you know what I want to do when I grow up? I want to have a hobby. I want to deal with warranties. Probably should have been a lawyer. I always told myself that. I should have gone to law school and been a lawyer. Because, like, man, I argue with people all the fucking time. And I only argue with people who are fucking wrong. It's like, Jesus Christ. I feel like we need to talk about something positive here, kids. That's at least 3 crazy bullshit stories that I dealt with in this last, like, week. I mean, I'm talking crazy bullshit. I mean, the Rigid story isn't even over yet. Like, I mean, I don't even know if the air compressor is quote unquote registered because, like, I sent the email off, but I haven't got anything back. But sorry, the internet's making my nose run again. I really thought about that. My nose was not running this morning at all. 100% not running. So fingers crossed on the registration on the at least the air compressor. I mean, that should be okay. But here's the thing: I just realized, like, in the back of my brain, I seem to remember something about if you order your tools online, that becomes an issue on the warranty. I know that used to be a thing because I had a buddy who ordered his, but he might have ordered his from another website. I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, I can't do anything about any of it. It's just whatever. It's like all those power tools and stuff, and batteries and stuff, kind of got me going with, like, what can I do with some of these things? Like, I got an old Hitachi set, right? The original Hitachi. And Hitachi makes good tools. Like, they're still good tools. But it's the old shit batteries, right? Well, I recently found out they make adapters. So, like, you can take, well, this will be theoretically. Theoretically, you can buy an adapter. You can take a DeWalt tool, snap an adapter into a DeWalt tool, and put a Milwaukee battery on it. Or you can take a Ryobi tool, put an adapter on it, and put a DeWalt battery on it. Or you could take any combination of any tool you could think of, snap the adapter on it, and put another company's battery. Because, like, basically what they do is they make this little piece of plastic. The top of the little piece of plastic is the part that snaps into the tool that you're holding in your hand. And the bottom side of that piece of plastic is the shape of the battery bottom of the tool that matches your battery. Does that make sense? It's very clever. It's for people who are pretty much in one system but want a specialty tool out of another. You could buy the other tool but not have to go into their battery ecosystem. You just buy a battery adapter thing, snap it on, and you can just slap your old batteries in there. It works for almost all tools. Some tools, the way the battery interacts, you can't do it. Like, for example, like the Metabo saw I've got, I couldn't do that because the way the battery goes into a pocket, it just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. But for, like, drills and stuff, works great. So it was like, it kind of dawned on me. I was like, man, I'm getting some more of these rigid batteries, which are good batteries. You can only use so much batteries at once. Like, you only have so many hands. You can only hold so many tools, like, whatever. And we're getting more. So I was like, oh, man. I thought to myself, maybe I can get an adapter to go on those old Hitachi tools. And those particular ones are a big battery with a stock coming up. And they're the old batteries. So I need a Hitachi stock adapter that slips a rigid battery on. I thought to myself, man, that's got to be a thing. So I started looking into that, like, no, that's not a thing. Like, apparently those tools are so old, they're like, nobody wants to put a battery adapter into these tools and adapt these tools to new battery. Like, nobody. Except I found one place. Are you ready for this? Like, I'm not even making this shit up. This is all true. Not making this up. There's a dude in Kazakhstan, right? Obviously, Kazakhstan. Where else would it come from? And what he's doing He's 3D printing them. So basically what he does is he takes any goddamn tool, essentially. I mean, he's got them like listed on eBay. I mean, at first I couldn't figure out what was going on, then I found another like spot where he wrote about it. Basically what he does is you tell him the tool that you want, and you tell him the battery that you want, go on there, and you pick the color you want, and he just 3D prints it. And he ships it to you. His eBay listing says, you know, one available, but each individual listing is just he just picks a combination. But here's the problem: he wants like $50 for the adapter, and like because it's in the middle of goddamn Kazakhstan or whatever, like $15 to ship it or some shit. And it's like, is it worth it? Like I don't even know. Like, how long is it gonna last? I have no idea. I'm like, one dude's doing it. One human being on the planet Earth is like just printing them out in his living room or something. I don't know. Let's give the dog a plate. There you go, Babs. Have a little plate of eggs. Have an eggs plate. Good girl. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cook up another egg. I'll split an egg with you, Bird. Bird likes the eggs, and Bird's days are getting shorter in numbers, so we're just going to give her some more eggs here. Hold, please. I don't know how many numbers there are. I'm not saying that, but they're definitely getting numbered. We're numbering them at this point. So we'll cook up another egg for the old doggy. But the thing that's cool about the Hitachi set is it has a battery adapter that you can like plug into the tools, and a cable goes out, and you can just run them off and like. So like the other day, you know, I went up to the old attic and I dug that tool set out, brought it down and looked at them and like pulled out the battery adapter, and then it dawned on me that, oh yeah, that thing's broken. Part of it was broken. Like the clip retention system came apart somehow. I don't really even know, but like I do remember like seeing like a piece of plastic at one point in my life on the floor, and I remember picking it up and I put it someplace, and then like I kicked my brain into like remember mode, and it's like, oh hey, that was that tool piece that's missing. So then it turned into like, where's that piece at? And I actually found it, and then I took the adapter apart and looked inside of it, and it's like, oh, I'll just put this back together. But then I realized there's a piece of metal missing. To which I kicked my brain remembering thing back in, and I do remember someone being like, hey, what's this thing go to? And no one could figure it out. I think that part got thrown away. So I was like, well, I guess I'll have to fabricate one. I'm gonna make a piece of metal that holds the little retainer clip in, so I can whatever. Yeah, I did all that. Fixed it. So that old tool set, that tool set consists of a sawzall, a circular saw, and a drill, and a flashlight. In no particular order. That drill is a really nice drill, though. That's what I do remember about that drill. It was a really nice drill, really nice metal chuck. It was a great drill. Still is. Still works. It's a great drill. The circular saw, I mean, it's a Hitachi, which is, you know, the same as Metabo. They have definitely improved their saw over the years. Although, I bet that, I mean, this egg is cracking crazily. The one thing that's nice about that Hitachi saw is it's hardly been used, and the blade's still brand spankety good in it. So, like, well, at least I got a good blade out of her. That's cool. I don't know, whatever. And then, like, I'm looking online, that same drill, it's for sale on eBay, tool only, no battery, $35. People are still getting asking $35 for that old drill. And now you can get lithium batteries that are in that shape to snap into it. It's just like, whatever. Don't ask me. I don't know how any of it works anymore. I just know that, like, I bought that pole saw the other day. There is an option in life to go cordless. Battery-powered pole saws. It's like that is a real thing. And honestly, it wouldn't suck. It would not suck to have a battery-powered pole saw. You just throw your battery in, you go do your pole sawing, move on with your life. The problem I have with all that shit is, for example, the Hitachi set, which is a great set. It still works good, but we don't use it anymore because we moved on. The battery technology changed. It wasn't worth replacing the old batteries. We just moved forward. We moved forward to the original rigid set, right? Even that set we don't use anymore because with that one, the tool technology changed and the battery technology, but like the batteries connect the same. Like so, like I can throw the new modern rigid lithiums in those old tools and they work fine. The problem is they changed the tool technology. So like the original rigid tools are all real big and clunky. They still work fine. They still spin, but they're just like they made better design. And since then, they've obviously designed better again. You know, like now there's brushless technology. So like even like the rigid tools like I'm running right now, I don't have brushless tools. My tools are not brushless. So even like my good set of tools is old technology that can be improved upon. You know. So it's just like buy a pole saw. And it's like, all right, should I buy a pole saw that's good for 5 years? And then at that point, either the batteries ain't going to fit anymore, or the batteries ain't going to hold charge anymore, or they're going to come up with some like laser cutting pole saw. I don't know what the hell the future's going to have. But what I can tell you is I have tools that are older than me that you can plug in the wall and they still spin. And I'm not making that up at all. I mean, I got some ancient shit. Now, do I use that ancient shit? Nope. But if I needed to, could I? Yep, sure could. Take one of those ancient ass tools, plug it in the wall, and it just works. And it's like, for me, the pole saw is a tool that I don't. Hey, it's Wednesday. Let's get the pole saw. No. Pole saw is like, oh, dude, I need to deal with that shit. It's way up there. It's like, go dig the pole saw out. Like I have a pole saw. Like it is the bane of the earth. I hate that thing. But like when I got to cut something up high, that's what I get out, and I said, yeah, that's the real thing. I do that. So, whatever. One thing I found out that's really nice though about that. So if you see my previous videos, I did a rewiring of a extension cord with the Q-lock ends. They're developed from like in the space program. It's like the female end of the cord has a sleeve that you pull back, you plug into it, and you let go of that sleeve, and it literally locks the plug in. You can pick the tools up from it and hold like 20. It holds more than that. I was like, the guy held a generator in the air with it. Like it's a great system. So like if you're rebuilding power cords, that Q-lock is what it's called. I think it comes out of Canada. Is by far, when it comes to plugs, that is literally the best end that is available for humans to purchase on planet Earth. I got 2 of them. When we were at a trade show way back in the day, and we saw one of these things. The second I saw that, I was like, yep, sold. I'll take one. I don't care what it costs. I want that. Like, I want that on the end of my goddamn power cords that I have to cut the ends off of and rebuild, because that is amazing. You know, the problem I got now is I got all those lifetime warranty power cords. You can't cut the ends off of those. So, like, I'm dealing with the shitty factory original power cords. But, you know, gotta pick your battles in life. And, that Q-lock happens to fit just barely in that pole saw. Like, the pole saw has a plug and it's got a sleeve, and but I can get that thing pulled back, I can get it shoved in, and I can get that sleeve put up, and it locks it so it never comes unplugged. That's fantastic. The other thing that's really cool is the pole saw fits in my tool carrier on my mule. So, I got a 100-foot power cord. I roll that power cord up. I throw it in the bed of the mule. I put this pole saw in the tool rack of the mule. I drive to the closest locality that I got to cut. I get out. I grab the cord. I walk to the closest outlet. Plug it in. Chop. Rinse and repeat. What are you doing later? Oh, God. I have no idea. What I need to do is I need to put my downspouts. I need to switch those for the year. I still have my winter downspouts out. So I'll probably put the rain barrels out and do that. But I just been putting that off. A little bit more egg for the beast. Give her some bacon, because she's a good girl. Good girls get what they want. And she wants bacon. You want some more? I'll give you another plate here. Give you a good licking, so you can lick the whole plate clean. Oh man, the bigger the plate, the more the licks. She's like this right here, like, is part of the reason why I think she's doing okay still, because like she's still interested, you know what I mean? Like, see her face there? She is still like definitely, I'm a dog, I'm interested, I want to participate. So that's why, like, I know she's struggling with some of the regular other things in life, but you know, she's still excited to lick a plate of bacon and eggs. And if I guess when she stops being excited for bacon and eggs, that'll be another chapter, I guess. But for now, she's still into it, which I'm happy for. Like, look how happy she looks. Except for that piece of bacon was stuck to the bottom. That made her sad. Mmm, extra licky. Get them all. Get all the good spots there, bird. All right. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of it. I don't even. Yep. Okay. How's the garden? Yeah, no, garden. I don't think I'm doing a garden this year, bud. I have to do a bunch of work on the property. It's so out of control that I made a decision that this year I can't. I either have to take the property back away from nature, or it's going to be gone forever. So I made the decision this year not to focus on a garden and instead like try to get the yard back into like a little bit of a. Too many years have gone by where the maintenance hasn't been done. Like, I literally cut trees. Just like, when I say trees, it's like when a tree grows from a little tree to like, oh, that's getting bigger. Yeah, too many years have gone by. So I was cutting like 10-foot tall trees down that were like rubbing on my house. I still have more to do. Like, there's trees touching the house right now that have just grown up. They just got neglected. I did that all day yesterday. Most of the day. Sorry, most of the day yesterday. Hey! I can't even remember how many mule cart fulls of tree branches and saplings and shit that I hauled up to the top. More than I can count. I can't count that high. I do not have the ability to count that high when it comes to numbers of trips I took. Can't do it. I don't know how. After this many twice, I ran out of counting abilities. So I probably ought to clean the gutters too, but like my ankle's been bothering me. I mean, my ankle's weird. It doesn't hurt. Like, I can walk fine, but like I don't have any strength in my ankle. So like I can be walking along fine, no pain, no nothing, and step on a weird rock and my foot just does this and I about die. Just like, it just gives like, oh, I'm falling down. So it's like, the other day I was on the lower part of the roof cleaning that out, which seemed fine, and then when I got off I was like, no, that was terrible. My shit is fucked up. I don't know. No, whatever. No one wants to hear my problems. Alright, we went over time, so I think that's the end of this. I guess if you want to see your internet comments, there you are. In case you didn't know that you made it on the internet, you made it on the internet. It's official. That's in the way. And this one's glaring too. Where's the glare at? There. No glare. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I mean, what do I need to do? 1,000 loads of laundry. I haven't done laundry in like 2 months. I'm getting down to the bottom of my piles of things I can wear. I need to clean the house. That hasn't been done in more months than since I did laundry. Garage always needs cleaned out for multiple reasons. Multiple garages is multiple reasons. For any people out there that think that maybe life is great when you have more than one garage, just remember it's more than one garage to clean. Don't ever forget that. If you think you got a bad deal in life and it ain't working out good for you, just remember. More is more. That's all there is to it. Just more is more. More gutters, more roof, more siding, more garage door operators, more springs, more shit to deal with. Yep. Sometimes I wonder if a one-bedroom apartment would be the best way to live in life, right? You just shove whatever you can fit in the one-bedroom apartment and you're good to go. You have free time like no other. All right. I think that's the end of this one. 65 minutes. Oh my God. We did make coffee. That took a couple extra minutes. All right. Well, that was fun. Wish me luck. Good luck with you and your endeavors. Hopefully the poisons are minimal, the warranties are instantly honored, and the registrations go smoothly for you. Because for me, it's not looking great. All right. See you later, Jeremy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting, and for those that made it live, that was awesome. Those who didn't make it live, and caught the re-upload, it's almost as good as live, but live you can actually interact. I mean, this is live, dude. Like, I'm drinking this right now, live. Okay. Peace. Where's the stop button on this joint? Stay safe.